Hey guys, Marco here from Aviero Live CS. Welcome back to the channel. Today we will continue reviewing the Boeing 737-800NG flight instruments and displays. And this is part 7 of this series. And we are going to keep talking about navigation display and what we have there. And we will also talk about the integrated standby flight display, and we will see what we have there. And at the end, we are going to fly an ILS approach. I want to show you how that looks on the PFD and on the navigation display. Remember, always follow your company's SOPs. These videos are done for reference only. There are things I don't show during the video just to save time. For example, the checklist. I'm not showing them here, but of course they are supposed to be done at the proper time. Okay, so let's get started. Before we start our descent, we are going to review the navigation display, and we already talked about it a little bit, but I just want to mention the main things we have in the ND, in the expanded map, which is the one we have right now. So to the left, we have the ground speed, true air speed. We have the heading pointer here, the white one. And here you have the track line and range scale, which is in white, and it's hard to see it here. We have no wind. It indicates the current track, and the number indicates range, and you are not going to see this range when you have selected VOR center and approach center. Now, if we move a little bit closer, you can see here the position trend vector, which is white. It's a dashed line. And this one predicts the position at the end of 30, 60, and 90-second intervals. Each segment represents 30 seconds, as you can see. Each one is 30 seconds here, based on bank angle and ground speed. Selected range determines the number of segments displayed. For range, if we have more than 20 miles, we will see 3 segments, which is what we have now. If we have 20 miles, we will see 2 segments. If we have less or equal to 10 miles, we will see 1 segment. What we see here, FMC left, is the map source annunciation. So we'll see FMC left on the captain, and on the right side with the first officer, we will see FMC right. In magenta, we can see the active LNAV route. We can see the waypoint here, VVOOT. And here you can see the top of the descent. So using Navigraph charts, we have set everything for runway 05, since the winds are 060 at 15. Now we are descending to flight level 250, and we need to check VVOOT at flight level 280 or below. And now you can see to the right side of the ND, the vertical deviation scale and pointer. So we are descending on VNAV path. As you can see, we are descending at the right path, and we are supposed to check VVOOT at flight level 280 below. And this is calculated by the FMC. We are 3 miles from VVOOT. We will keep descending until we meet this restriction. Now, if for some reason we stay high or low, you will see that deviation on the VNAV path. This is it. So 280, VVOOT 280 below. Now for the next restriction, which is 210 below, and I want to stay high so you see what happens with the VNAV path. We keep descending to 250, but as you can see, this one is flight level 210 below. Now the rate of descent will be adjusted to 1,000 feet per minute until we intercept the path for the next descent restriction. Now, I'm just doing this on purpose. We are maintaining 250. Look, restriction is 210 below at Bravo Alpha 243. So now the pointer is telling you that you are staying high. And this is how high you are staying. So now you have to take an action to meet that restriction at flight level 210. So we will set flight 190. We're clear to flight 190. And we want to recapture this VNAV path. So what we'll do, we can open the speed window and we can increase our speed. Let's set speed 260 and we'll set level change. So what is going to happen, our descent rate will increase since the airplane is looking for those 260 knots. And you will see the pointer going up again at some point. you can see the path going up. So we are 5 miles before Bravo Alpha 243, and we are meeting the restriction. Now we can go back to VNAV. Now we have FMC speed, and we got back to VNAV path. And the descent will continue at 1,000 feet per minute. So I wanted to show you that and how it looks in the navigation display regarding the VNAV path. Now we can continue our descent to flight level 180. So while we keep descending, let's quickly talk about the integrated standby flight display, which is here. And this one displays altitude, speed, magnetic heading, and ILS or GLS. The ISFD has internal sensors which calculate pitch and roll, and they are connected to the auxiliary pitot and alternate static ports. And it uses these pitot static sources to calculate altitude and speed. It also has an own battery, which is charged by the battery bus. And the battery can provide additional 150 minutes of power if the battery bus goes off. So as you can see here, we can select the approach mode, and we can select hectopascals. In this case, we have 1014, which is selected now. And we can select the standard option here. So we select standard, we go to standard, we go back to 1014. And this one here is the altitude reset switch. If we push and hold at least 2 seconds, aligns the horizon with the airplane symbol. Reset takes approximately 10 seconds. It starts new initialization sequence if previous attempt failed. And this is on the ground only. And when we fly the ILS approach, you are going to see the ILS scales on the ISFD as well. Okay, today we are going to fly the ILS Yankee 05 into Istanbul, Lima Tango Bravo Alpha. And we have everything set, inbound courses and minimums. I just wanted to wait here and show you we have to select VREF. And in order to do that, we will go to the FMC. And this is supposed to be done before, okay? I just want to show you how to do it. So we come to the FMC and we select VREF 30. It's 140. And then we will see it here. And what we're going to see during the ILS approach, we'll see the marker beacon indication displayed on the upper right corner of the altitude display area. Will be somewhere here. And then we will see the glide slope pointer on the right side of the altitude indication if we have a valid signal received. Same thing with the localizer, but the localizer will be at the bottom of the altitude indication. So we will also see that each pilot's deviation alerting system self-tests upon becoming armed at 1500 feet radio altitude. The self-test generates a 2-second localizer and glide slope deviation alerting display on each altitude indicator. And then below 2500 feet radio altitude, with the localizer pointer in view, a rising runway symbol comes into view. The symbol provides lateral guidance at 200 feet radio altitude. The symbol rises toward the airplane symbol. I will be using the Navigraph charts, so you can see the arrival here, and you can see the ILS Yankee 05. So we are now checking over position of Bixby, and we are recapturing the path here. So we can see here the ILS identifier, which is India, India, Sierra, Tango. So we have a valid signal now, and we'll continue the descent to 3,000 feet. Now, you can see the up speed now is showing, and once we select flaps, we will see that flap speed indicated in the speed tape. So we have a speed restriction over position VASO, which is maximum 220 knots. And the platform altitude for this approach is 2,600 feet. So after position Wisnet, once we clear for the approach, we can continue our descent to 2,600 feet. I will use vertical speed to decrease our rate of descent. We are turning to VASO, and we'll slow down to 220. And we can actually go to up speed. So I'll set up speed here. we can see the altitude range arc, which is based on vertical speed and ground speed and indicates the approximate map position where the MCP altitude will be reached. So this is telling me that we will reach 3000 just a few miles after position VASO. Let's decrease the range here. Here we are. We'll go and select flaps 1 and we'll slow down to flap 1 speed. MCP speed, altitude acquired. We will need to check WISNet at 3000. We'll go flap 5. We'll set flap 5 speed. And we are clear for the approach. Sensing is good. We have identified the frequency. We can arm the approach mode. We'll see VOR lock, glide slope armed. Now VOR lock is active and armed. So we'll set the inbound course, which is 053. 053 is set. And let's go and set flap 5 speed. Now we passed position WISNet. We can continue our descent to 2600 feet. We'll select gear down and flap 15. Now the glide slope is captured and we'll set the missed approach altitude 3000. And you can see the rising runway here. And we'll go flap 30 and we'll set the ref speed. We'll complete the landing checklist, of course, just to save time. I'm not going to do it, of course, but you can consider it done. So I'm going to disengage the autopilot and the auto throttle. So we have landed and we'll continue to the end of the runway. Okay guys, that's the end of the video for today. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed to the channel yet, please do it now. And don't forget to hit that bell so you will be notified once we upload a new video. As always, if you think these videos could be useful for somebody else, please share them. And that's going to help me a lot to grow the channel. Next week, we will continue with flight instruments and displays. Until then, please take care and hope to see you soon.